For over 15 years, Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated has been a beacon of light, guiding local families through difficult times. Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated proudly provides all families with compassionate choices for professional funeral care at reasonable prices. Get the answers you need 24 hours a day. No answering services, hidden costs, add-on fees, confusing fine print, or those scary-looking contracts. Remember, Gallup Funeral Services owns and operates the only crematory in Dare County, keeping our cremations affordable and convenient. Gallup Memorial Chapel in Bargo, North Carolina is now open and minutes from Moyock and Elizabeth City. From traditional church services and graveside burials to direct cremations and advanced planning, let Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated light the way for your family. Don't be pressured or confused by the other funeral homes. It's always your choice. Choose Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. Call Courtney at 252-216-8030 to get a plan started today, and visit our new website at gallupfuneralservices.com.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
News team, assemble!
Joining us live because if you want to know anything about the Outer Banks, Sam Walker's the dude to fill you in.
The sea was angry that day, my friends. Like an old man trying to send back soup in a deli.
Always appreciate talking to you.
Always good stuff with Sam Walker in the Outer Banks.
Now here's Les Nessman and the news.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to OBX Today here on the OBX Today Facebook channel and Sam Walker OBX YouTube channel. Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you. Presented by Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. And we got, man, is it much cooler today? It's the coolest weather we've gotten so far this season out there this morning. I would say jarring. With that front that went through last night. Well, I mean, it's been kind of down this way, but it looks like we're going to be in our coolest daytime weather anyway on the Outer Banks. Inland area has been kind of down into this level so far, but it's going to be rather cool the next couple of days, and we're going to get a big blow. Really starting today, we're getting the onshore winds. You can see our live shot from Whalebone Junction this morning of that rough surf out there already. A little rough, not too bad. Same thing down in Avon as well. Not quite as choppy, but still some rollout down there. And then same thing up in Corolla this morning. And then Hatteras looks pretty good. But we got the north winds this morning. Looks like they're going to be around with us the next couple of days. And then this weekend, we're going to be dealing with a storm system. And a pretty stout one, it looks like. Although, one thing about it, this far out sometimes, there's a good chance we're going to see some rough surf and some overwash. But the exact extent of it, how long it's going to last, and how powerful it's going to be, still kind of unknown because, I mean, the storm system that we're looking for to come, it hasn't even begun developing yet. What we've got right now is we had yesterday a weak front roll through last night, and that had brought us our north winds. That's going to stick around. Then another frontal system is going to form up and make its way in. That's what's happening down towards Texas and all right now. And then once that storm, that front comes through, A low pressure system is expected to form off Florida, and then how fast it moves up the coast, how close it moves up the coast dictates what happens. So that's our big focus on today's show. We've also got the election results from last night to talk about, and the other headlines too. But let's get into what we're looking for as far as this coastal storm is concerned. It's, again, still too early for specifics because they're very dependent on the track and strength of this low. But rough weather still expected in time for Outer Banks Half Marathon weekend. That's this weekend. No marathon this year, just the half marathon is going on this year. Prolonged period of strong north and northeasterly winds will combine with high astronomical tides. That's due to the new moon. Yeah, we're coming up on another king tide. And dangerous seas going to produce several hazards along the coast this weekend with coastal flooding, ocean overwash, rough surf, and beach erosion. The threat, anyway, is increasing with a peak on Saturday and Sunday. According to the National Weather Service office in Newport Moorhead City, they still say they'll have a better idea of exactly how bad things could get as we get closer to the end of the week. Minor to locally moderate coastal flooding is likely for Soundside and Oceanside locations. Soundside locations for this would be from Buxton south down to Carteret County. And then the ocean side really will be the east-facing beaches, it looks like. Too early for specifics, but the greatest threats are for areas that are most vulnerable to strong north and northeast winds. Rough surf, minor beach erosion expected, ocean overwash is possible on parts of Highway 12, and the higher the normal tides will exacerbate the situation. Again, that's because of the new moon. Won't be as quite maybe as high tides as we had last month last month about this time we had a coastal storm went through, and that brought us a little bit of overwash, but nothing really serious, but enough to put some water on Highway 12 and some wash over the dunes. But that was I think we had that with one high tide cycle. This one could be a couple of high tide cycles. So need to monitor things for the next couple of days. Again, a cold front went through last night with limited moisture, had a few spotty showers between 10 and 1 a.m. Now, high pressure behind that means we're getting this onshore flows, cool, breezy conditions through midweek. Then unsettled weather developing beginning over eastern North Carolina late Thursday and into Friday. Looks like maybe a little bit later now than we had expected before. There's a chance of rain tomorrow. Is 40%. Just 20% Thursday night and Friday night. Really doesn't look like we're going to get a lot of rain out of this. Maybe Saturday's going to be the messiest day. But the winds are going to be up. It's going to be breezy right on through into early part of next week as far as the winds go. Let me give you a couple of peeks at some models here. This is from Mike's weather page, spaghettymodels.com. He's got some good stuff up on his page, actually on his Facebook page this morning of what we're possibly looking at. Here's just an idea. Some of the different models all showing lows developing off the coast of North Carolina. And really, again, it depends on how close it gets is how much we're going to get as far as the rough stuff. And the models have a pretty good grasp on these, but sometimes they don't in terms of the track. That's why with the tracks on these aren't like with hurricanes where they're much more accurate. With tropical systems, much easier to predict now what they're going to do as far as the track goes. These systems are a little bit more complex and a little bit more difficult to figure out exactly what path they're going to take. The European model puts on, let's see, this would be for Sunday morning, it looks like. So the European model puts it closer to Cape Fear and Cape Lookout. The GEM puts it out Monday or Sunday night a little bit farther to the southeast of Cape Hatteras. The GFS gets it a little bit closer for Sunday night or Sunday morning, and the Icon model actually has it much even closer to the coast of North Carolina for late Saturday night and early Sunday. So that's what the models are looking at right now. This was this was yesterday. So this time yesterday evening, So we'll get more runs on these this morning and get a better idea of what to expect. Tropics themselves looking pretty quiet. That's good news. As far as what we're looking at for development-wise, really nothing over the next week or so. Literally looking at this is the Global Tropic Hazards and Benefits Outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. They really aren't at all looking much like anything developmental-wise. Rather low activity, if even anything. We still have out there. Here is what Wanda looked like this morning. Here's the latest satellite image. Still looks pretty healthy for a tropical system this far north this time of year. The latest at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. rather has her again about 2,000 miles east of Cape Hatteras with max winds at 50 miles an hour. Still doing this northward jog, then going to jog back south. But look at this thing. It's still going to be around in the next week. The Azores might get close to the Azores, but not really cause any problems for them. Although as it becomes a post-tropical cyclone, it may blow up and expand out, which is typical. You can already see Europe on the map, more Europe on the map than North America anyway, as Wanda continues out there. No other potential at the moment. Let's see. Here's the tropical update. Yeah, nothing on the 5-day map except Wanda. So it looks like we'll be, we're not going to have much to deal with tropic-wise here as we get into the middle part of November anyway, or the first early part of November as hurricane season is winding down. So there is the latest on the tropics and our potential coastal system. We'll have more coming up here on OBX Today after this.
For over 15 years, Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated has been a beacon of light, guiding local families through difficult times. Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated proudly provides all families with compassionate choices for professional funeral care at reasonable prices. Get the answers you need 24 hours a day. No answering services, hidden costs, add-on fees, confusing fine print, or those scary-looking contracts. Remember, Gallup Funeral Services owns and operates the only crematory in Dare County, keeping our cremations affordable and convenient. Gallup Memorial Chapel in Bargo, North Carolina is now open and minutes from Moyock and Elizabeth City. From traditional church services and graveside burials to direct cremations and advanced planning, let Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated light the way for your family. Don't be pressured or confused by the other funeral homes. It's always your choice. Choose Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. Call Courtney at 252-216-8030 to get a plan started today and visit our new website at gallupfuneralservices.com.
When everybody's healthy in a community, you have a more productive community. We assess all our patients for mental health needs. We make referrals to mental health providers, and then in turn, we can provide free medications, all the mental health medications they need through a grant that we have. With screening and preventive care, adults that are 45 and over, it's recommended that they have some type of colon cancer screening. And we do offer that to any of our patients 45 and over. We also refer all of our female patients to the health department for mammography. We collaborate with many, many local entities. We work closely with the Outer Banks Hospital and their Center for Healthy Living. We have partnerships with imaging centers where we can help people get affordable MRIs, CTs, specialist care, surgeries, x-rays. We do all our own lab work in-house. And we are focusing on patients with uncontrolled diabetes, working in a partnership also with the Beach Food Pantry to get healthy food choices and really spend time educating those patients about diabetes, the foods, and exercise. So really the sky's the limit, and we will find a way to get you access and make it for a healthier tomorrow.
And welcome back to OBX Today live on the OBX Today Facebook page and Sam Walker OBX YouTube channel, presented by Gallup Funeral Services. Dare County reported its 21st COVID-19 death on the dashboard yesterday. No details shared on that person who died. That was the latest report coming out yesterday. The 7th person to die from COVID-19 in Dare County since August, reported on yesterday by the Dare County Department of Health and Human Services. The latest numbers from Dare County show just 85 new cases in the past week. Percentage of positive tests remained relatively stable the last 3 weeks, down to 10.5% this week. North Carolina's test rate's been running about 6%. This on Tuesday. That's a little bit of an upward tick, but again, right around that 5% that the state wants to see. Number of people being treated in hospitals for the virus down to 1,150 in North Carolina. Yesterday, North Carolina regulators gave final clearance for the COVID-19 vaccine to be given to children. 5 to 11 can now get the COVID-19 vaccine starting today after Pfizer was given approval by federal regulators, immediately allowed, and millions of doses have already been shipped out. Something to note about those, I thought it was neat that they did point this out, is that the doses for children have orange caps on them, whereas adult-sized doses, or 12 and up doses, have a purple cap for the Pfizer vaccine. So something as a safety precaution there for the immunizers to have to make sure they've got the right type of dose for the patient. The News Observer had a story this morning regarding a couple of things on COVID-19 treatments. One is a medication that's being developed by Merck. Part of the research being done at UNC Chapel Hill. They submitted an application to the Food and Drug Administration last week for the first antiviral pill to treat COVID-19. The drug could reduce a COVID-positive person's chances of being hospitalized by half just by taking a pill for a few days. Full authorization from the FDA is expected by the end of the year. The treatments have been, there really still is no true prevention for COVID-19, although that's being discussed, but or at least being researched. But right now, no treatments. But the treatments for the symptoms are the only thing that's still being worked on, or at least is getting into the approval process. Let's put it that way. It's not that it's not being developed, but it's now in the approval process and the trial process for authorization. All right, let's jump over to election night. Was yesterday. Yesterday was the municipal elections here in North Carolina. For most of the towns, the biggest cities such as Raleigh and Charlotte didn't have their elections. We talked about that yesterday. Elizabeth City, Edenton, Ahoskie, and Plymouth, the only local towns that didn't have elections yesterday. But the Dare County towns did. The reason those other towns and cities didn't have them was because of the redistricting they have to do, and they haven't gotten the census data, or did not have the census data in time for the elections. I mean, think about this. Legislature's still working on redistricting for the state today, this week. All right, so here's how things went yesterday. Elizabeth Mori will be the next mayor of Southern Shores. She won the only contested mayoral race in Dare County, while Craig Garris was unopposed in Kitty Hawk and wins his first term as mayor. Ben Cahoon in Nags Head, Ben Sproul in Killable Hills, and Bobby Owens in Manio were each reelected after having no opponents. Winners on the Ducktown Council, what they do is they put everybody on the ballot, and the top 5 finishers win. You vote for 5 people. Tony Schiano, Monica Thibodeau, Don Kingston, Rob Mooney, and Sandy Whitman were the top 5 finishers there. So they'll be the Ducktown Council for the next 2 years. Now, one of those members will then be selected. They will have a vote at their first meeting after being sworn in, where they will choose a mayor. Don Kingston has been mayor for the last couple of terms. Paula Sherlock won a seat on the Southern Shores Town Council. Jeff Pruitt and Charlotte Walker took the 2 seats in Kitty Hawk. In Nags Head, Bob Sanders and Michael Sires won commissioner seats. John Winley and Terry Gray were unopposed in Killable Hills, While Mania's 3 winners were Eddie Mann, Sherry Wickstrom, and Ruth Stetson. For the full rundown on how the numbers came in with percentages and the ballot counts through last night, of course, the unofficial totals until they're canvassed next week by the Board of Elections, you can go to obxtoday.com and get the full breakdown there. I mentioned redistricting a moment ago. State House and Senate lawmakers voted on party lines Tuesday to approve new legislative congressional district maps over the protest of minority Democrats and under the shadow of guaranteed legal challenges. House lawmakers voted 67-49 to approve new House districts less than 24 hours after the final map was unveiled. Sorry, got choked up about it there. Again, House lawmakers voted 67-49, right down, split down party lines, to approve new House districts less than 24 hours after the final map was unveiled in a House committee Monday night. Now, on that map, you got Northeast North Carolina. Our part of Northeast North Carolina is divided up into 3 different districts. The biggest change that's coming is that with this map, with the state House districts, Dare County would be split in 2. Everything, the line on the map has Kitty Hawk in one different, and North Kitty Hawk, Southern Shores Duck in a different district. In the same district as Currituck, while south of there, so from Kettleville Hills south, including Nags Head, Manio, and Hatteras Island, Ocracoke, they're in a different district as well. They'll be in a separate district. So that's the biggest thing, is that Dare County is split. It's the first time we've seen Dare County split in a House district, at least as far as I can go back and remember. A nonpartisan Princeton gerrymandering project gave an F to this map, which they've been giving Fs to all the maps drawn in North Carolina so far. Let's see. The U.S. House map, which has been approved by the Senate, would keep most Northeast North Carolina in the same House district they've been in. The state Senate map Tuesday. State Senate passed that map Tuesday evening to send it to the House, and again, that was a party line vote, 27-22. But it still had to pass the opposite chamber, but that isn't expected to be problematic. Redistricting requires only a majority vote, which the GOP holds in both chambers, and those, once the legislature approves them, they're done. The governor has no say on this. This is one of the few things that Governor of North Carolina cannot veto. Now, the Senate has not put out or finalized its map. From what we're seeing, Chowan County would be carved out of the 1st District, which is where Bob Steinberg is the current senator for the entire 1st District. There'll be a new Senate district, not counting Chowan. It's really, really twisted up how those maps look. Let's see. I can't get the legislative maps to pull up today, so that's one reason why we're not looking at them on our graphics here on screen. But that would create a situation where it looks like Dare County and Currituck would get a new state senator next year, as Bob Steinberg will be taken out of that district. The Senate expected to get their map out this morning, and then also vote today on what the House has approved. The House is scheduled for votes on Thursday. Former Elizabeth City Police Chief Eddie Buffalo was sworn in yesterday as the new new Secretary of Public Safety for North Carolina. Buffalo had been police chief since 2012. He was appointed nominated by Governor Cooper. Still has to get Senate approval. That's expected to possibly happen next week, while the budget's being worked on. Buffalo had been a police chief in Elizabeth City since 2012, then named public safety director, so he was also in charge of the fire department over the last 2 years, and then had to serve as interim city manager twice when they had changes in that position in Elizabeth City. Prior to that, Buffalo was chief of police up in Enfield, out in Halifax County, where he's a native, had worked for several sheriff's offices as a state correctional officer, and served in the North Carolina National Guard. Buffalo's appointment was effective November 1st, but again, it's pending final confirmation by the state Senate. All right, we'll take a break and come back here on OBX Today Live, presented by Gallup Funeral Services. Stay right there.
For over 15 years, Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated has been a beacon of light, guiding local families through difficult times. Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated proudly provides all families with compassionate choices for professional funeral care at reasonable prices. Get the answers you need 24 hours a day. No answering services, hidden costs, add-on fees, confusing fine print, or those scary-looking contracts. Remember, Gallup Funeral Services owns and operates the only crematory in Dare County, keeping our cremations affordable and convenient. Gallup Memorial Chapel in Bargo, North Carolina is now open and minutes from Moyock and Elizabeth City. From traditional church services and graveside burials to direct cremations and advanced planning, let Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated light the way for your family. Don't be pressured or confused by the other funeral homes. It's always your choice. Choose Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. Call Courtney at 252-216-8030 to get a plan started today and visit our new website at gallupfuneralservices.com.
Our pet of the week for this week is Red. This sweet and handsome fella is about 5 years old and came to us as a stray. Red spent some time in a great foster home. He is fully house trained, will retrieve a ball all day long, but also enjoys his relaxation time. Red loves to ride in the car and will be the best companion. He would prefer to be the only animal in the home. To adopt Red or foster one of our other animals, you can come visit us Monday through Saturday at our shelter located in Manteo. This week, join us at the Magnolia Pavilion in downtown Manteo, Sunday, November 7th from 2 to 4 p.m. The band Manteo Murphy will be playing to benefit the OBX SPCA. For more information, visit our website at www.obxspca.org or visit our OBX SPCA Facebook page.
Back on OBX Today Live on Facebook and YouTube. I'm Sam Walker. Glad to have you along with us on this Wednesday morning. The North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission has announced that recent legislation now allows for older residents of North Carolina to get their lifetime sportsman and unified sportsman license much cheaper. In fact, they're now half price for those ages 50 to 69. Cut to $265 for the sportsman license, and the unified sportsman license, which includes the coastal fishing license, one you need to fish here on the Outer Banks, is $358. This is a new new thing in the legislature cut. The lifetime sportsman license allows for statewide hunting and inland fishing, while the unified license also again includes coastal waters. Both his licenses include hunting for big game, hunting on the state game lands, your waterfowl license, fishing in the public mountain trout waters, also fishing in trout waters on game lands and fishing in joint waters, but does not include the bear management E-stamp, the non-resident bear license, the federal duck stamp. You can get those. Those are required purchases separately. Residents that receive Medicaid, food stamps, or work first family assistance through the Department of Social Services and fish for subsistence can receive a North Carolina Division of Coastal Marine Fisheries coastal license waiver at no charge through the County Department of Social Services. To find out if you're eligible for all those different discounts and such, visit ncwildlife.org, which is where you get all your licenses. It's the best way to go. The tackle shops always talk about it. You know, they're willing to help you get a fishing license when you come to the Outer Banks, but honestly, they'll tell you that they're using the exact same system that you can use at home and save yourself some time and go ahead and get your license online. You don't even have to print it out. As long as you got the number, you can, like I've had to do that before where my license expired and just didn't have a printer that was working. So, keep the email on your phone until they come send you the license in the mail. All right, the Outer Banks Shrimp Cook-Off is just ahead. Actually, it's this weekend, but it's a little different again after a popular change last year to a shrimp crawl. It's back again this year, this Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be at a variety of locations on the Outer Banks, benefiting the Outer Banks Center for Dolphin Research. Local chefs competing to prepare the best shrimp dish appetizer, and you can take the weekend to visit up to 5 restaurants in either Group A or Group B for just $25. Now, Group A, Two Roads Tavern, Sand Trap Tavern, Shipwrecks Tap House and Grill, Bad Bean Baja Grill Saturday only, and the Outer Banks Brewing Station dinner only. In Group B, Mama Kwan's Tiki Bar and Grill, Pony in the Boat, the Comfort Kitchen there, Saturday dinner only. Noosa Beach Grill, Mahi Mahi's Island Grill for dinner only, and Bass Knight's Lone Cedar Cafe. The event also features a silent auction, virtual silent auction with donations from a variety of businesses, and bids are being accepted through Sunday night at 8 o'clock. Volunteers will be at each restaurant location, also teaching about local dolphin conservation efforts. Nags Head Dolphin Watch, Kitty Hawk Kites, Outer Banks Veterinary Hospital, Saltbox Cafe, Twitty & Company, Access Designs, and Jam Media Solutions were all sponsors. Tickets are $25 each, on sale now online. Just go to obxdolphins.org, look for Outer Banks Shrimp Kickoff, or go to the Things to Do page at obxtoday.com, and got a chance to win tickets. We're going to be giving away tickets this week on Beach 104, a big 94.5 WCMS, 99.1 The Sound, and Z92.3. Just listen there mornings for your chance, or throughout the day, for your chance to win tickets for the Outer Banks Shrimp Crawl, the 12th edition, which is this weekend. Oh, you know what? I'll jump back here a little bit. Yeah. All right. Got some updates from Kill Level Hills on a couple of projects that they're working on. The big one is the renovation of Meekins Field, which, of course, behind the fire station in Kill Level Hills, very popular athletic facility for softball and also for soccer. That's been out of commission for a couple of years now when they rebuilt the water tower, put up the new water tower there in Kill Level Hills. And the town of Kill Level Hills putting out an update on how things are going with the renovations. Let's see. The phase 1, phase 2, so phase 1, which is complete rework and expansion of the parking areas with a new drop-off circle along with on-field sidewalks and drainage. That's expected to be completed this month. Phase 2, which includes a new restroom building, a splash pad, equipment room, and a shelter and pavilion at the tennis courts, that got underway this October. That'll be finished in May. The splash pad and surrounding concrete, that's expected to be finished in May, as is installation of new playground equipment. So the next few days, the drainage work has been finished, pump station and reservoir installed. So the phase 2 is taking a little bit longer for the restroom building because bids were so high. Phase 3 for the splash pad, the bids are out right now. So still a little ways to go for work on the Meekins Field renovations. But getting closer as far as getting the parking lot finished. That's expected to be finished by the end of the month, but the rest of it is not until May, and some of that work's not even going to get started here until next month because the bids are still out on it. Another project Kill Level Hills has got going on, they pavement overlay and storm drainage improvements along West 3rd Street and the vicinity. That got underway in September and is expected to take until about mid-spring to complete. So far, some of the pipe has been delivered, and they started saw cutting driveways. That's going on the north side of 3rd Street, north side, West 3rd Street. They're cutting the driveways there to start cutting before they put the water mains in. New water main installation will begin at Bay Drive and proceed eastward, and the storm drainage work will begin in a few weeks along West 3rd Street in Kill Level Hills. Another story for the News and Observer this morning. If you've got ash trees, there's some concerns about an invasive pest that's quickly making its way across North Carolina, the emerald ash borer. We've been hearing about this for a while now. 60 of the state's 100 counties have had to deal with that. News and Observer talked to an NC State professor and learned more about what's going on there. It's a way to tell this emerald ash borer is an invasive wood boring beetle indigenous to China, Japan, Korea, and parts of eastern Russia that preys on ash trees. First discovered in the U.S. and Michigan in 2002, came to North Carolina in 2013, again has spread to about 60 counties. Often described as EAB, one of the most quickly invasive forest pests to ever invade North Carolina. May also attack American fringe trees, which are a small deciduous tree native to the eastern U.S. They're easy to spot. They're metallic green in color and about a half-inch long. And a way to tell if they've been in there is they've got like these wavy lines. Here's a shot of that from the News and Observer this morning. Here's what you got to look for these emerald ash borers that have been attacking trees here in North Carolina. And they're very active in the spring and summer. But the Internet's got a pretty good story on how it can treat and protect ash trees from the EAB. All right, in sports, last night, Camden's volleyball team won to advance to the 2A East Regional Championship, or won the 2A East Regional Championship last night, doing so in straight sets over Bartlett Yancey. The Bruins will play for the state championship, the 2A state championship, Saturday at Reynolds Coliseum in Raleigh. They got stuck with the 11 o'clock start time, so it's going to be an early rollout for those folks from Camden. Playing Southwestern Randolph. Camden's never played in the volleyball finals. Southwestern Randolph hasn't been back there since 1992. So the state championship, 11 o'clock at Reynolds Coliseum. There will be an online broadcast through the NFHS network, so you can watch that there. World Series. Yep. Last night.
0-2 on the way. Chopper out to Dansby. Dansby throws to first base. Is this happening? It is. The Atlanta Braves are world champions.
Braves win. Braves win in 6 over Houston and win their first title since 1995. College football playoff rankings coming out yesterday. Wake Forest and NC State, two of just 3 ACC schools ranked in the CFP this week. Pitt is 25th. NC State 19th, and Wake Forest is 9th. Highest rated undefeated team still. The top 6, Georgia, Alabama, Michigan State, Oregon, Ohio State, and Cincinnati. Wake Forest, of course, plays at Carolina on Saturday in a non-conference game. Don't ask. It's complicated. But essentially, Wake and Carolina weren't playing this year, and they decided to schedule each other as a non-conference game. Because it wasn't the year for Carolina Wake to play because of the way the ACC rotation works on their schedule. All right, so let's see. It is almost time to wrap it up here. We will take a break, come back with a look at the OBX Today Weather Center forecast in just a moment here on OBX Today Live.
For over 15 years, Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated has been a beacon of light, guiding local families through difficult times. Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated proudly provides all families with compassionate choices for professional funeral care at reasonable prices. Get the answers you need 24 hours a day. No answering services, hidden costs, add-on fees, confusing fine print, or those scary-looking contracts. Remember, Gallup Funeral Services owns and operates the only crematory in Dare County, keeping our cremations affordable and convenient. Gallup Memorial Chapel in Bargo, North Carolina is now open and minutes from Moyock and Elizabeth City. From traditional church services and graveside burials to direct cremations and advanced planning, let Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated light the way for your family. Don't be pressured or confused by the other funeral homes. It's always your choice. Choose Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. Call Courtney at 252-216-8030 to get a plan started today and visit our new website at gallupfuneralservices.com.
Well, there's a lot I enjoy about working for the Ferry Division.
I've been surrounded by water my whole life, always wanted to work on the water, and the 7 days on, 7 days off isn't bad at all because you can get off and do your hobbies.
It is a great place to work. You can work yourself up. You have to be your own motivator. We cannot do it for you. And it's a great outdoor job. If you like outdoors, this is a perfect job for you. If you like boats, this is a perfect job for you.
The things I enjoy most about being on the water is, of course, our office, which is spectacular. I like my schedule, 7 days on and 7 days off, because it does give me time to pursue my other interests.
I've always loved working on the water. I've worked on the water my entire working career. I play on the water when I'm not working on the water. I enjoy the interaction with our passengers.
Working at the ferry is really awesome. You have a week on and a week off. It's a great summer job. We have a lot of college students and high school students that come and work for their summers. But if you want to stay, there's a lot of support. Everybody helps you, brings you up.
All right, OBX Today Weather Center forecast for today. We're going to see partly sunny skies, breezy, high 57 with north winds, 15 to 20 gusts of 25. Mostly cloudy tonight, a low 49 with north winds, 15 gusts of 20. On Thursday, cloudy skies, chance of rain, high 57, northeast winds, 15 to 20 gusts of 25. Thursday night, maybe a shower, otherwise mostly cloudy and 46, breezy. North winds 15 to 20 gusts of 25. Friday mostly sunny with a slight chance of rain in the afternoon, a high 60. North winds 20 to 30 miles an hour. Friday night, slight chance of rain and a low 50. Saturday mostly cloudy, scattered showers and 63. It's going to be breezy. Sunday chance of rain in the morning, mostly cloudy, windy and 66. Sunny and breezy Monday and 67. Sunny and 70 next Tuesday. But again, that forecast is dependent on how close this next low gets through here as we watch that for the weekend. Coastal Marine forecast for today, small craft advisory in effect, 2 to 3 foot waves in the sound, seas 4 to 6 feet. Next tide change at Oregon Inlet, a low tide at 1:31 this afternoon. Sunset tonight at 6:04, sunrise tomorrow at 7:27. Currently outside the studios in Uptown Nags Head, it is 54 degrees. And that's going to do it for OBX Today live here on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Tomorrow we'll be coming to you from Hatteras Island. It's the Big Hatteras Surf Fishing Tournament gets underway tomorrow, and we're going to be fishing. So we're going to be out there working on trying to do it remotely. If it's too windy, we may have to do it inside, but we'll figure it out. But we'll be coming to you from down on Hatteras Island tomorrow and Friday here on OBX Today Live, presented by Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. I'm Sam Walker. Have a great Wednesday, everybody.